5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
My name's Gavin. How you doing? So yeah, just Gav. I've obviously been doing Yesyou. Sorry, you wouldn't know. I've been doing Yesyou now since 2011. We've been releasing music. There's two of us. And yeah, working on a bunch of different music with feature artists. The last few years we've kind of slowed down a little bit and focused more on some other musical things, music kind of based things we're doing. I manage a few artists. I work for a French record label, and I also do a lot of vocal A&R, so finding vocalists for different producers, labels, managers, and yeah, that's kind of pretty much what I've been up to, man. And Yesyou is just a passion project that we kind of keep ticking away on, and as we find music or, find tracks that feel right to put out, we've been releasing over the last few years, which has been really rewarding. So yeah, it's kind of about us, man. Right now I'm in Brisbane, Australia.
Great. And is that where most of the music is created?
Yeah. So probably most of it over the last 8 years now has been made in Brisbane. I moved to Melbourne 2 years ago, so I was doing some stuff down there, but moved back just to be a bit closer to family, and John and I get a bit more time to work on some music now, which has been nice.
And you released the single Everybody Got to Learn Sometimes.
Yeah, that came out I think 3 or 4 months ago now.
Right.
So yeah, that's been a track we've probably had probably been sitting on that track now for 3 years, really. So we found OFEI online, and he'd actually originally covered the song and done kind of some, made his own version, but we just loved his vocal, so he sent across his vocal and we kind of remade it into what you hear now. So yeah, he's just got probably one of the most amazing voices we've heard for a long time. It just, if you listen to the track, you'll get what I mean. It's really striking. It kind of hits you in the face, and he just sings with so much emotion.
Yeah, it's a very good song, as well as the video. It's a very nice video.
Yeah, so the original video was shot by OFEI on the original track, and we were able to kind of use it for our release, which is really good. I mean, anytime you can kind of, if you look at the video, like a lot of time and went into producing it. So I guess we're kind of reshining a bit of a spotlight on the track, to kind of show people what he originally had, and us, we've kind of been able to jump on and make it something new and kind of recreate it. I think the track he put out about 4 years ago now, so yeah, it's nice to give it a little kick along.
Now I have a question for you. Are you currently building up possibly to release an EP, album? How's that working for you here, guy?
Yeah, well, we're taking things pretty easy. We've just in September this year just went away for a week, and tried to knock over a heap of demos we've been working on. But it's really just for us now, just coming down to what's feeling right at the time. And if we go to put a body of work out, whether it's an EP or a mixtape or a album, it's just kind of working out what's feeling like the right move and what songs kind of fit together. And that's always been our, I guess, probably downfalls over the last couple of years. We just like so many different styles of music and different vocals and different genres that we kind of find ourselves creating something a lot of the time that, when they're stuck beside each other, don't necessarily make sense. So the focus over the last probably 2 releases now is to be really consistent with that 90s, I guess, feel. Drums, like breakbeat type thing, broken up drum beats, piano, guitar, bass, going back to kind of where we started as well, and really focusing on just getting the basics really right with the new releases coming. So
you do have some new releases coming soon?
Yeah, in the new year we'll be putting together some music, or just depending how it comes together and what kind of feels right. So definitely will be more frequent than what we have been in the past, that's for sure.
You found a way to work with great artists. How have you done that?
So yeah, Jordan, I guess he used to be based in Brisbane, and one of our friends kind of just said, you should check this guy out. He's got a great voice and he's an amazing keys player. So he came to the studio and we kind of already written a song. We just had him sing it and kind of do his thing. And that just happened just through contacts. And same with Slee has gone to do some really cool stuff as well. But most of the time, it's either our friends kind of giving us a heads up about someone, or I spend a lot of time on SoundCloud trawling through trying to find like a voice that just grabs me. So it's just a lot of hours spent trawling online. And yeah, that's kind of been the where we get the bulk of the recent vocals from. Previous to that with Marcus, who was from an Australian band called Ginger Safari. That was just, we were introduced to him by a manager. So it kind of comes a variety of ways, but for us it's always about, it doesn't matter where the singer comes from, what style it is. If we love a voice, we're always keen to work with the person, because that kind of what sculpts the song. We're always about finding that vocal that grabs people.
Right.
So it comes from a variety of places.
Do you have an in-house studio, or do you normally kind of pay for studio time? How does that go for you?
Yeah, we had a studio a couple of years ago that we were kind of living in every day. But as we've kind of started to do some more projects, we've moved out of having the studio space and more just working at home and online now. We've got each kind of have a little space. We do stuff at home, and then when we get together, we tend to go to each other's houses all. We kind of rented an Airbnb in September and pumped out a heap of songs. We've never really felt totally comfortable in the studio. It just has kind of never felt like the way we started was in Jono's parents' bedroom.
Right. Just the organic method of just creating.
Yeah, and I think sometimes when you get in the studio, you kind of put a bit of pressure on yourself that's unnecessary.
Right.
When music, now especially, can be made anyway. You just need a MIDI keyboard, or not even that. And
what's your method of producing and creating? What do you like to use?
Yeah, well, we've always used Logic, and we kind of started to play a little bit with Ableton to get some other sounds and work differently through some other processes that Ableton have that Logic doesn't have. But we've mainly just been sticking with Logic, and starting a song can start with chords or, again, just a voice or a sample we've found.
Right.
It really varies, but mainly like we're starting with piano and we're starting with drums.
Right.
90% of what we do.
Have you gotten more so to the performance side of things? Do you embrace that, I would ask?
Yeah. Well, like recently we've kind of stopped doing as many shows, just because, because we work, we're working across a few different projects, and we love playing live, but by the time you go and put a show together and you're rehearsing, and it does take a lot of time. And I guess for me, managing artists and working with a French label called Unison, a lot of my time now is taken up with everything else. So getting out now, our shows are a lot more simple than they were in the past, where we'd have 5 or 6 people coming and touring with us and, putting the songs together that we kind of make in our bedroom. Now it's, predominantly we're playing DJ sets where we can just go and try some new music, and it just becomes a lot easier for us to, do more shows when they pop up. But recently, man, we've kind of taken a step back from shows and really just tried to get the releases right for this next little run of, releases we're putting together.
How can people follow Yesyou? How can they search for Yesyou and purchase the music?
Man, I guess most people listen through Spotify, Apple Music. You can also obviously follow us on Facebook and Instagram, but we're not overly active on socials. We only really end up talking when we're doing things. Otherwise, we're kind of actually working at music, which we find maybe we're a bit old school. But we just like to, do things rather than kind of talk about doing things. So most of the time, if we're going to put stuff up, you can just follow us on Facebook, YesYouhave music. Same with Instagram, Twitter. Get across what we've been up to and what we're working on. But yeah, always just like Spotify and Apple Music is going to be the best way to listen to everything we've done over the last couple of years. All right, thanks so much for your time, dude. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Chat soon.